Andrew, that is. Now just Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who has been stripped of his prince title and is being forced out of the Royal Lodge.
They're calling it his final humiliation. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the man who once held the title of Duke of York, is now facing pressure to surrender his passport. Not because he's committed a crime, at least not officially, but because insiders fear he might run. The walls are closing in from 3 different directions. A royal biographer demanding his travel documents be seized, a police investigation into what his bodyguards were really doing back in 2011, and American lawmakers who want him to answer questions under oath. This isn't just another scandal fading into the background. This is Andrew's reckoning, and it's happening right now. If you want to stay updated on every twist in this story, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Family Daily. Royal biographer Andrew Loney didn't mince words when he told reporters that Andrew should be treated as a flight risk. The concern isn't hypothetical. Spain's former king Juan Carlos fled to the United Arab Emirates in 2020 when corruption allegations piled up, and there's genuine worry that Andrew might follow the same playbook. The Middle East has been a refuge for disgraced royals before, and Andrew has connections there. What's driving this fear? Newly released internal emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. These documents are now being examined by the House Oversight Committee in Washington, and sources say what's emerging suggests Andrew's involvement with Epstein went far deeper than he ever admitted. Palace insiders are quietly discussing whether preventing him from leaving the country is the only way to ensure he faces accountability. But the passport debate isn't even the most damning development. The Metropolitan Police has opened an investigation into Andrew's former personal protection officers, and the allegations are stunning. Back in 2011, it's claimed that Andrew handed one of his bodyguards Virginia Giuffre's date of birth and social security number and asked him to investigate her. Think about that for a second. A member of the royal family allegedly using taxpayer-funded police officers to dig up dirt on a trafficking survivor who accused him of abuse. The Met is now examining phone records, emails and notebooks from several of Andrew's former protection team to determine if these requests cross the line into assisting misconduct in public office. 2 former officers have already been questioned. If you think Andrew should hand over his passport, hit that like button right now. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the pressure is intensifying. Democratic members of the House Oversight Committee formally requested that Andrew sit for a transcribed interview. The deadline they set? November 20th. Andrew ignored it completely. The committee has been reviewing financial records from Epstein's estate that include notations like massages for Andrew. They can't subpoena him because he's not a US citizen, but the political pressure is real. Committee members have made it clear they believe Andrew has information that could shed light on Epstein's operations, and they're not letting this go quietly. The fact that he refused to even acknowledge their request tells you everything about how he's handling this. What really changed the game were the emails. In February 2011, the day after that infamous photograph of Andrew with his arm around Giuffre was published in newspapers worldwide, he sent an email to Epstein. The message was brief but revealing. References to being in this together and needing to rise above it. This was supposed to be after Andrew had already cut ties with Epstein following his 2008 conviction. He told the world he ended the friendship in 2010, yet here he was, still in contact, still coordinating. Royal insiders have described these emails as the last straw for the family. King Charles had been patient, protective even, but evidence of ongoing communication with a convicted offender made Andrew's position untenable. What else is in those emails? What else hasn't been released yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Andrew is protecting someone, or is he just trying to protect himself? The consequences have been brutal. In October 2025, King Charles took the unprecedented step of formally stripping Andrew of every remaining title. He's no longer the Duke of York, no longer His Royal Highness, no longer anything but Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. It's a name that carries no weight, no privilege, no protection. He's been forced to give up Royal Lodge, the sprawling Windsor estate where he lived for 17 years. And he's relocating to modest accommodation on the Sandringham estate. Even his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, has been stripped of her Duchess of York title in the fallout. The family wants distance, and they're making that distance official. For someone who spent his entire life defined by royal status, this is complete erasure. Then there's the tragedy that cuts through all of this. Virginia Giuffre, the woman who accused Andrew and brought his world crashing down, took her own life in April 2025. She was just 41 years old. Her posthumous memoir, Nobody's Girl, was published in October, and in it she described Andrew as entitled, someone who acted as if contact with her was his birthright. Her family released a statement saying she brought down a British prince with her truth, but the cost of that truth was everything. The memoir reveals details that make the 2022 settlement look even more hollow. Andrew paid her an undisclosed sum. Reports range from £3 million to £12 million, but there was no admission of wrongdoing. He acknowledged that Epstein's trafficking operation existed, but stopped short of admitting any personal responsibility. That settlement was supposed to close the chapter. Andrew thought writing a cheque and making a donation to a survivor charity called SOAR would make this disappear. It didn't. Legal experts are now saying that the new evidence emerging from Epstein's estate and the Metropolitan Police investigation could reopen questions the settlement was meant to bury. The terms of the agreement don't shield Andrew from criminal investigations, and they certainly don't protect him from congressional scrutiny or public judgment. Every new revelation makes that settlement look less like accountability and more like a desperate attempt to buy silence. So, here we are. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is facing simultaneous pressure from British police, American lawmakers, and his own family, with nowhere left to hide. The passport surrender debate isn't just symbolic. It's about whether he'll actually be held accountable or whether he'll slip away like other disgraced royals before him. The investigations are active, the questions are piling up, and the evidence keeps coming. Is this truly his final humiliation? Or is there something even worse waiting around the corner? Subscribe to Royal Family Daily and turn on notifications, because this story is far from over, and you're not going to want to miss what happens next.